everybody, welcome back to Transport Fever 2 on the megalomaniac-sized map. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back. Things are going pretty well. It might be early days to say that, though, because we are sitting with $754,000, which is a lot of money. You know, I wouldn't mind just casually sitting on $754,000 myself, but it's a lot of money. It's not much in the context of a transportation empire, though, is it? It's not that much. And we're not really making much either. We're kind of losing about double what we're making year after year. And there's a reason for that. It's because half of the, well, just under half of the lines are losing a lot of money. And that's basically because, well, frankly, meat production runs relatively slowly. You know, we do make deliveries down here in a good amount of time, but still a relatively slow line. Admittedly, not as slow as the meat delivery lines, which have a frequency of 9 minutes and 47 seconds specifically. We need to bring that down. The problem is, to bring that down, we need to spend a lot of money. Now, what we can do is we can manage these vehicles, we can clone them, which is going to cost me about $100 and something thousand. That is going to bring that meat delivery frequency down to 5 minutes, which I think is good. I mean, I know it's good. We do want that to be the case. So the Breitlingsy one, we'll do the same thing. It's going to cost me about $120,000, which is, again, fine. It is going to cost me more money for now, because obviously we're now running double the number of vehicles which have to get into the line and get into the system and make deliveries to then make money. I'm just hoping that what's going to happen is we're going to see, you know, this guy with his 4 units of food get over to Tadcaster and make me a ridiculous amount of money. It would also be nice if it was a little bit quicker for them to get to Tadcaster. So what I think I'm going to try and do is be a little bit cheeky and spend what little money we have building a new road, because I think that might be kind of useful. I'm also very tempted to go in here and bulldoze this guy. All right, so bulldoze that bit of road, bring this one just straight out of about there, right? So straight out, connect you. Something a bit like that. So that's our usual Tadcaster connection going off to the left. But what I can do is bring this road straight over, you know, curve him that way a bit. And this is going to be a fair chunk of change that we're using to do this. But I'm hoping it's going to cut down the frequency of the Tadcaster runs by a fair bit. And if it does, that's potentially going to be very, very useful for us. So if we do something like, oh boy, I don't really want to do the big cut of $145,000 right now. There's a lot of money. So if I do this, that's $18,000. What about this? $172,000. Oh my God. No, I don't think we're going to spend that. So $7,000 for that, and then $10,000 for that. There we go. That should cut down on the Tadcaster run. I don't know by how much, but hopefully something. It's actually taken a second to figure it out. It's not actually telling me what the frequency is, which is worrying, I guess. I would assume it's going to be lower than 5 minutes, right? Because we did sort of chop it down a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. That's definitely going to be, you know, a more direct route than going kind of up and around. So hopefully it works out. Obviously, you know, it's money spent on the vehicles and on the new road, but I hope it works out. I really do. Then in terms of other new vehicles, what are you guys? So you guys are the new vehicles for the Tadcaster meat delivery. You are Breitlingsy. Wait, oh, I'm an idiot. It's food delivery. It's food delivery. Damn it. Okay. yeah, we need to rename those is what we need to do. It's not meat delivery, it's food delivery. So let's just replace the word meat with food. No. Oh, yeah, food. Okay. I should just keep it. I should just commit. Yeah, okay. Food deliveries. Also, Swanley Bricks, $146,000. What? Hello? How did we just make that? How much? What? That run for from the quarry up to the construction plant must be some serious money, because that's a lot. That is seriously a lot of money. Good Lord. All right. Also, the loops are making a little bit of money, which actually makes me happy. Loops very rarely make money. So that's actually kind of nice, is what that is. What's also kind of nice is we have this guy coming in and about to make his first delivery. So hopefully this means a profit, and hopefully this means that these lions are going to start actually making money, because if they don't, we might, well, we haven't taken a loan yet, but what are we looking at? 10,000? Oh my God. That's nothing. That's nothing. What do you mean 10,000? 10,000 is nothing. Oh no. Yeah, those lines are going to struggle. Those lines are going to struggle to make money. Speaking of making money though, this might actually be the first year that we turn an actual profit, which I'm just saying that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of neat that we actually turn a profit this year. We're what, 2 years in? I wouldn't say no. I absolutely would not say no to turning a profit this early on. We actually are, yeah. Earnings, that's great. In terms of this, the Tadcaster food delivery line is, I mean, it's teetering on the edge of making a profit, but I think it is going to need more vehicles to actually successfully do it. Also, the Sandy Meat one, good Lord, 300,000, not bad. I'll tell you what, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance. Let's go to food delivery. Let's pin you, manage vehicles, duplicate again, and give me 20 of them, which brought that down to a 111 second frequency, which is just a little bit less than the meat production one. So I'll tell you what we're actually going to do. We're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. And we're going to set you guys to be yellow. And we're actually going to move you to that line. So there should now be 15 vehicles on the Tadcaster food delivery line and the Brightlingsy one. Yeah, there is. So that brings the frequency down to about 3 minutes, which is still higher than the meat production one. But that's okay. That is okay. It's not too much higher. And what I'm thinking we can also go ahead and do is come over here, and I want to duplicate these guys. I'm going to duplicate those guys. We have just spent a lot of money. We're sitting with $85,000, which means we might start going broke. But if this works out, this line will start making a lot of cash, and over here should start making a lot of cash too, is what I'm thinking and what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping we can turn some really healthy profits is what I'm hoping for. Whether or not that happens, we're going to have to kind of wait and see. But I mean, 291,000 there. The bricks one was near 200,000 at one point. The food delivery lines, they suck. Let's be honest. They're not great. They're just not. But we do have food coming into Brightlingsy pretty quickly. You know, it's on its way. And we should have more on the way here. Yeah. So we're going to have sort of staggered deliveries, which is what we want. You know, as these guys are coming back, another wave is coming in. We kind of want constant deliveries going into the town. So what I want to know is how much money are we talking? It's just shy of 11,000 for the Tadlington one. how much is it for these guys? Also, auto-saving takes like an extra second on a map this large. It's kind of nuts, is what it is. But let's have a look. Let's see what we're dealing with. We're dealing with 19,000. Okay. I can accept that those guys are going to take a minute to get there. I can absolutely accept that. That's perfectly reasonable. I keep saying is what it is. That's going to become my new thing, isn't it? You know, it used to be, it is what it is. It's just, I've dropped the it. My catchphrases are getting shorter is what I almost did it again. Oh man. I need to catch myself and not constantly say things because it just gets really annoying. I don't know if it gets annoying for you guys watching, but it gets annoying for me because I have to watch this back in editing, and then I have to, whether or not I want to, I'm going to be sitting there counting how many times I say a certain thing. And I'm like, oh man, that's like the new thing today, isn't it? I don't even know where it comes from half the time. Sometimes people that I talk to are going to be like, oh, I say that all the time, so you're getting it from me. But then there's other phrases that just come out of nowhere. But I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Anyway, let's have another little look at the finances. The Swanley Bricks line. I want to come over here and see where they are, because I actually want to see how much we get for delivering stone to this place. I'm really curious. 14,000. So not actually, how much do we get for delivering bricks to the town then? I mean, you're only carrying 3 right now, but somehow these guys made a really nice profit at one point. Also I forgot that was a new thing. This game has like little scaffolding and construction animations now, which is really nice. I like it a lot. I always like when games get updates like that. It's like, hey, this is just to make it a little nicer. What are we looking at? 4,000? Okay. I'm not really sure how this line turns such a massive profit then. I'm not complaining that it did it. I'm just not sure how it did it. But I guess we'll not really complain about it. We'll not look a gift horse in the mouth. We are seeing some money coming in off of all of the lines though, which is beautiful. It would be nice to see a bit more, but hopefully that will be something that comes about. The Tadcaster line, interestingly, the frequency has come down a little bit on that one. Still at 3 minutes on this guy. 55,000 is not terrible. I think those frequencies are still going to need to come down. The meat production line, I would love to get that down to like a minute. And then we can just go ahead and turn around and have Tadcaster and Brightlingsea come down to a minute as well. Because if we get them all synced up, then that should put us in a really good spot. Because keep in mind that instead of this being a 1-to-1, it's a 1-to-2 in terms of the actual food production line, which also probably needs renamed as well, because it's not Sandy. I'm keeping Sandy Meat. Sandy Meat is so ridiculous. Yeah, so for every one of these guys, we can move 4 units of grain, which eventually turns into meat, right? So 4 units of grain eventually turns into 4 units of livestock, which turns into 4 units of meat. 4 units of meat turns into 2 units of food. So for every full run on this line with 20 vehicles, we should be getting 40. No, I'm an idiot. Oh God, no, math. Oh, math. Oh, my greatest weakness. If there's 20 vehicles carrying 4, so that's 80. So 160 for every loop that these guys do. Is it 160? I guess it probably is about 160 units of food. That's a lot, especially like early game. That is a lot. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm actually quite happy about that, but good Lord, that is a lot. I'm thinking we need more vehicles in that line, to be completely honest. Also, finances aren't as nice as I'd like them to be. You know, we made a bit of money there. We're losing a bit of money there. You know, what did we do? 488 and then 470. So we made 18,000. We made 431, then spent 471. So we lost 40. Wait, was that right? 431. So yeah, so we lost 40. We kind of need to be making money. We really need to be turning a profit. I'm trying so hard to not just go and take a loan. I really want to avoid doing that, but at the same time, I feel like we're just sitting flying around looking at the game rather than playing it right now. So, might not be a terrible idea to... Well, actually, we made a little bit of money there. It might not be a terrible idea to go ahead and just take a loan and start doing some other things. I guess while we wait, I want to look around the map and see what else we can do, because I've not really had much of a look, which is kind of scary, I'll be honest, because here's the thing. I don't know how easy or difficult this map is going to be. So that's fun. That's a very fun thing. I am noticing there are some silver ore mines here, and we can go ahead and make silver here. We can then turn silver and plastic. I don't want to have to make plastic yet, but we could turn silver and plastic or plastic and paper into goods. And there's not really anywhere down here that wants goods. I mean, Yateley does, but I don't really think we're going to go into that just yet. Tenterden wants food. We could set up a little food production line down here. That would definitely be a bit of an option. We have Redruth wanting some food as well. Very, very small little village there, with this guy just outside of it. Now that has me tempted because we have some coffee. We have a coffee farm right there, but the nearest place to process the beans or whatever they are, what the hell do you produce? Coffee berries. The nearest place to process those looks like it's going to be up here. So that's probably going to be more of a train thing at some point. Then we've got, what is this? Ale? What do you make? Alcohol. So alcohol production up there, which we could also do. So we could do, you know, grain to alcohol. But then turning the alcohol into something is also going to be a bit of a distance. It's going to be coming down this way and turning it into food here. So again, probably a train, which is again kind of where things like loans come in very useful. Now, St. Blazy, I'm going to just rename this town to St. Blaze It. I just am. I'm just going to commit to it. St. Blaze It wants tools, and we can make them. We have a forest there. We have a sawmill there. We have a tools factory. So we could go sort of, you know, from there to there to there, back to the town, then run empty back to the forest. That is certainly an option. We have some farms here. We have meat production here. We don't have any livestock nearby, though, by the looks of it. So that slightly falls apart. We do have fish down here, though. So for every 2 fish, we can make 1 meat, but that's a hell of a journey. It is an option, though. Over this way, we've got, well, we have a bit simple food production line there if we really wanted it, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. What else have we got? What else have we got? You want tools and machines. So we get tool production up here. We got a forest here. We've got no plank production nearby. I'm actually noticing very, very few areas that we can make planks, which I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried about. In fact, so there's one up there. I feel like we can have a look at, we have an industry overview, right? Industry statistics. So we can sort of pin this. And if we sort by product and we want to find planks. So we actually, yeah, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sawmills. So that's okay. That's actually not the worst thing in the world. We have more than I thought we had, which is nice. That's always pleasant when you have more sawmills than you figured. But I don't know. I would like to get more going in terms of everything, to be completely honest. Like getting Swanley some goods would be nice. And if we have a little look at this, we can, well, I can't expand this to see what we can do. But plastics, basically, are kind of the big thing. So we have some easy wood production right here. So we have 2 forests and a sawmill. So that's how we can get wood to this guy. In terms of plastic, we do have some oil wells, which is lovely. We have an oil refinery. So we could go from there to the refinery. We'd need to build a bridge, but we can probably do that if we took a loan. But making the plastic is a whole nother thing. It needs to come down here, which is probably a bit too far away. So that would be another train setup or something along those lines. We're definitely looking at a lot of distance on so much of this. I'm also thinking we could set up a food line to go to Bradford on Avon down here. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. It would be a bit more money. It would be running empty for 50%, but I guess the other food lines are anyway. So that might be a thing. But I think what we will do is... No, you know what? I am going to do that. Sorry, I just wanted to have an overview of the map to see where everything was. I don't know how interesting that necessarily was, but I like to know where things are, you know? Because I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out, you know, what are we going to do in the future? And so much of this is going to be long distance carriage runs or trains. And I think that's just going to be something we have to accept, is that so much of this is going to be running by train. Like here, for example, there's a really good plastic run. We could go from here to here, bring the train down to here, and then bring the plastic to... God, I don't know. Down here, I guess. So we would have a train line that goes from here up to there, and to there. It's a very, very long line. Or we could bring it over towards Whitby if we really wanted to. But regardless, very, very long line, but it does bring goods down into this area, which are then wanted by Yateley. And we could bring some goods back on the train for Winchester. We could bring them back for Bletchley, Daventry, Wincanton, for Ashbourne. There's a lot of places want goods. So I think that is going to end up being the main thing that we do. But for now, let's do this Bradford one. This might be a terrible idea, but we're going to do it anyway, because my channel was built on terrible ideas. Yeah, let's just do it. So food to there, basically, is what we're going to do. And we could add another platform over here. I don't know how good of an idea this necessarily is, but we're going to do it. So configure, cargo, platform. This is very expensive, but it's necessary. So we're going to do it. And we are going to set up another line. So line from here. It is going to be on platform 4 and is going to run all the way down to Bradford. I don't know how I feel about doing such a long line right there with it being empty half of the way, but we'll see. So road cargo, Bradford's food delivery, and that's fine. And I guess we could do another loop. We have a little bit of money. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, I think, getting the money for all the vehicles, but we can certainly do something. So if we go, say, there, we'll go here. We're going to space these out maybe a little bit further than I have on some of these, just because money is a little bit tight right now. So we'll do that, and that'll be okay. We'll go to lines, and we'll just connect all of those, which I think connect nicely. They do. So you go there, there, and there. And that is going to be, what is it? Bright pink. It is. So bright pink. It is road, passengers, and Bradford loop is what it is. I just said it again. Now, that should be fine. I am just aware of the fact that we're sitting on $300,000. So let's get the stagecoaches first, make them pink, and put them on the loop. And then we're going to be a little stingy here because we can only afford maybe 5 of these. And we're going to make those pink and put them on the food delivery line. And we'll see how that goes. We should see some food start to appear on the Bradford line, I think. You do want food, right? I did. Yeah, you do. So hopefully we're going to see it appear. A little bit weird that it isn't, but I don't think we're actually, no, we're not making any deliveries right now. That's why it doesn't get, you know, split up after the fact. So that's fine. Also, Brightlingsea, massive demand. Tadcaster, apparently less, but that's fine. I'm just kind of hoping we start making some more money because we did for a bit. We did this, right? We had 861,000 in income, 469 in outgoings. We've just bought a bunch of stuff, which is proving to be maybe a bad idea, but we'll see. We're just being wary is what we're doing. We're being wary and we're hoping that this works out. It's going to be a minute before the vehicles get down here, but people do want to move around Bradford, which is great. That is a start. And then we have some of you guys going back. In fact, some of you are starting to go out as well, so that's fine. Do we have vehicles on the way up here? What are you doing? You're moving livestock. Okay. So livestock are on the way. What is this? Is that meat? That is meat. Why is it only 3 though? Do you take a second to produce? I'm actually not sure why the first one always has like an empty space. It's weird. It is kind of weird that that it has that. But we should be fine. You've got 4, right? So that's something. This is doing okay. We're picking up for Brightlingsea. And that's fine. Okay. So there's plenty of people wanting to move around there. Plenty of people wanting to move around there. A good number of people starting to pop up in Bradford too. Actually 15 at that stop right there. Some of them are probably going to be waiting a couple of months for a stagecoach to come around. But you know how it is. You wait a couple of months for a stagecoach and 2 come along at once, right? So hopefully that becomes a problem for Bradford. We do have Potton down here as well, which wants tools and fuel. Is there anywhere nearby we can make either of those things? So we can do tools up here. We don't have a sawmill nearby though, which is kind of frustrating. We do have a paper mill. So if we bring some logs from like up there, we could make paper and then we could bring that down to here, but we'd need plastic as well, which we can make using grain. Oh, I forgot that was a thing. Oh, and we have a lot of farms too. We do. Okay, so we could bring grain from, yeah, the nearest farms are going to be up by Brightlingsea. So if we brought grain down here, we could make some plastic, bring it over to the goods factory. We could bring, I guess, paper. That's a hell of a journey though. That is a hell of a journey. I don't know how I feel about that. That might be too much. That really, that might be too much in terms of getting things moving around. That might be too much to try and bring paper down here. What we could do is steel and plastic. So we can make plastic here. I mean, we don't really need to make it with oil. We can still make it up this way, potentially bring it down there. And then we just need steel And I mean, we have got some iron ore there. We have oil sand right there, which is kind of useless right now. But we don't have coal. Man, it does not want to make it easy for me, does it? It does not want to make it easy for me. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. I'll tell you what we are going to do, though. This Bradford line, we need to bring that frequency down a little bit. So we're going to duplicate all. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and duplicate again. So we're up to 15, bringing that frequency down to 3 minutes, which is beautiful. And what are we looking at specifically? 3 minutes 29 on the Brightlingsley one. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, duplicate, and have a look at that frequency now. Oh, hold on, 2 minutes 37. Okay. No, I can deal with that, actually. That's not terrible. The Tadcaster one's 132 in terms of seconds. That's what's that? 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So that's okay. That's a much better frequency for both of those. It is going to cause money to hemorrhage a little bit for the foreseeable future because we have just sent out a bunch of new vehicles which are not going to make money for a hot minute, but that's okay. I'm not really too stressed about that. What I'm interested in, I think, is actually making this plastic, and I think I think we're gonna have to make it work. I think we're gonna have to make it work. We're gonna have to bring some grain down to here. We're gonna have to bring some wood down to here. We can make plastic. We can make paper. We can make goods. Goods can go to Huntington. Food could even come down from over here to New Haven as well, which would be a beautiful thing. It really, really would, to bring some food down here. Anywhere else wanting things? Doesn't really look like it, so that's whatever. I don't know. I think that's the setup we're going to have to go for, but we're not going to be doing it today. We're going to leave it there for today is what we're going to do, because we do need to get Bradford to start doing things is what we need. Some of these road vehicles are running completely empty right now, which is very, very bad news for us. Bradford does have food waiting to go, so once those vehicles loop back, it'll be okay. In fact, we might even have some vehicles coming in for the Bradford line at some point. What are you guys doing? What are you? There we go. So these guys will come in, they'll pick up the food, everything will be okay. It's just going to be a minute. It's going to take a little bit for it all to catch up. And if we have a look at the lines, you know, we can see the Bradford one, it's going to be suffering. The Brightlingsley one is going to be suffering. You know, there's a lot of vehicles in those lines that haven't quite got into the loop of production yet. So we're going to be running at a loss until they catch up. It's just how it's going to work. And that's okay. I don't remember if this game has a game over state, but I'm sure we'll manage. If things get particularly bad, I will take a loan. But again, we're not going to be doing that today because that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.